Ethiopia, population 57 million, capital Addis Ababa, official language Amharic, major religion Islam, life expectancy 47 years, average salary $1 a day. Also known as Abyssinia, Ethiopia was an empire for 2,000 years. Since then, Marxist military regimes and terrible droughts have ravaged the country.
The government doesn't allow film crews into Ethiopia, so I pretend that I'm a tourist with the unusual hobby of visiting distant tribes, this time the Mursi. I never scout my film expeditions beforehand. I go on a hunch whenever I can, and always bring the much-needed medicine.
As Belgian explorer and ethnographer Jean-Pierre Dutilleux and his team move past the well-groomed terraces and fields of the Konso tribe, they enter an ancient and barren land in search of the Mursi. It's March. The dry season is over. Dutilleux makes a stop at the Hummer tribe to collect more information.
The Hammer are well known for three reasons. They produce fine pottery, quality honey, and they flog their women. The women submit to the flogging with pride. It is how they prove their devotion to their husband.
Jean-Pierre is allowed to witness a cattle jumping demonstration by the young men of the Hummer tribe. This is their initiation into adulthood.
One day, I hope to return and stay longer with the Hammer, but I must go on and find the Mursi tribe before it is too late. There's a clock ticking in my head. At any time, a storm could wipe away roads and bridges, stranding us here for months. Finally, we see our destination, the cradle of mankind, the Omo Valley. This particular tribal journey has been a dream of mine ever since I first heard that the Mursi women wear these remarkable lip discs. They share this uncommon custom with a tribe of Kayapo Indians that I filmed in Brazil. Two tribes separated by thousands of miles share this extremely rare custom with one major difference. It's the men of the Kayapo tribe who wear the lip disc to scare away their enemy. Here, among the Mursi, the lip disc is worn exclusively by the women. They see it as beautiful. At puberty, the girl's bottom lip is pierced and a small disc is inserted. They gradually increase the size of the disc, year by year, until it reaches a dramatic 10 inches in diameter. Did the custom begin centuries ago to discourage slave traders from taking young girls? Do they do it to stop demons from entering their mouth and spreading diseases? Both guesses are wrong. The size of the disc sets the price of the young woman's dowry. The larger the disc, the more cattle her family will receive from the groom's family. As many as 50 heads of cattle will be paid to marry a girl with a large disc. Still today, they start their fire with this ancient technique going back to the beginning of mankind. An 800-year-old mummy was found near here by anthropologists. They named her Lucy. As a young woman, Lucy was probably lighting her fire this same way, 8,000 centuries ago. It boggles the mind. So much time, so little change. The reason may be that this is one of the most remote corners of Africa, isolated from the rest of the world by 12,000-foot mountain ranges, the swamps of the Nile in Sudan, and the desert along the Kenyan border. Natiri had her bottom front teeth pulled out to allow saliva to flow freely and keep her enlarged lip moist at all times. Otherwise, under the constant pull of the disc, it could break off. How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
And what are their names?
Oh no, I can't tell you their names. It would bring my children bad luck if I told you.
Have you lost any children?
Yes, that's the way it is with us. Only the strong can live.
The Mursi's main crop is sorghum. It provides most of the carbohydrates in their diet. Their seemingly endless routine and constant chanting puts me in a hypnotic state. Time becomes irrelevant. After Nabali is done grinding the seeds into a fine flour, she adds milk or water and boils the sorghum mixture in a clay pot. Sometimes the mixture is allowed to ferment into a sorghum beer. The Mursi complete their diet with beans, milk, honey and meat. I must admit, the sorghum porridge tastes pretty good with honey.
After feeding her children, Nabale talks with Dutia.
Yes, it hurt a lot when I pierced my lip. My father got 38 cows when I married Banyese. My husband likes it a lot. Yes, I think I'm beautiful.
I wonder what Nabali would think of the kids in our so-called advanced society that wear nipple, belly button and eyebrow rings, poke studs through their tongues and wear tattoos on every conceivable part of their body. The Mursi's concept of beauty is so different from ours, yet just as valuable and worthy of respect. After a few days, I'm getting used to the lip disc myself. I'm beginning to understand why their men find it attractive. Nabali is very beautiful. Cultivation is the work of women and girls. Herding is for men and boys. Banyese, Nabali's husband, will tell you that he has 45 cows and 2 wives, in that order, which means Banyese is a wealthy man. Cattle is their currency. Not only does it provide milk, meat and leather for their clothing, it is also the only true measure of a man's wealth. A typical Mursi settlement consists of 4 or 5 families herding their cattle together. The Mursi will do anything to avoid slaughtering these animals. It is only done out of extreme necessity. But the cow's blood, well, that's a different story. It is prized as a source of great strength. To the Mursi, blood is the original renewable resource.
For the Mursi warrior, there's nothing like a half-gallon of hot blood first thing in the morning, and then wipe your mouth with dry cow dung. It's clean, absorbent, and available. Au naturel. During the dry season, the Mursi leave their villages and drive their cattle closer to the Omo River. The Mursi have an aversion to body hair. It's considered unhealthy. Both men and women remove all their pubic hair. The only hair that is left adorns their head. This is also one of the few remaining places in the world where people are totally unconcerned by their nakedness.
Banyese is applying a thin layer of clay to Ulbudong's back. While it is still wet, he uses the tips of his fingers as a brush to create a variety of patterns. The Mursi view the human body as a living canvas. Their art is designed to seduce women.